Yeah. So,
what if the biggest barrier in your career, relationship, even the way you dress, is you? Best-selling author and podcast host Shantelle Bisson joins us now with tips on how to stop self-ageism. And hello. We've been having a heated discussion
we have
during the commercial break. But this is kind of like the way you hear yourself talk, thinking sometimes, well, I've reached that age where, or oh, I'm so old, I remember this, right?
Right.
Stop that.
Stop that. Well, because you start to create a pattern in the way your brain operates by talking to yourself in those like absolutes. I am old. I cannot. I should not. I'm not allowed anymore. You know, we put all these limitations on her. Like, we are actually discriminating against ourselves. We don't need any outside influence because we got it all handled up in here by ourselves with how we speak to ourselves and the patterns of behavior that we create by how we think about aging. Rather than thinking, this is a blessing.
Because we think it's a bad thing. It's not.
It's not at all. I mean, what's your alternative?
Yeah.
You know, but very real. You know, so we need to flip the switch on what aging actually is. And aging is a gift. You know, you get to leave all those insecurities of your youth behind. You collect wisdom, confidence, all the things. You know, we see it all the time in the memes about, what do you call a gray-haired man? You call him CEO and sexy. What do you call a gray-haired woman? Grandma. You know, so we need to, first off, we need to stop telling ourselves that that's the truth, and we need to stop buying into society's belief that that's our value.
And how do you kind of break out, or how do you even recognize that you're doing it? What patterns are there?
Well, everybody's different, obviously, based on your history. And my book, Loving Yourself Without Losing Your Cool, I talk a lot about my own battle against my insecurities and my value being outside of myself. So I had a lot of issues around, like, I thought I was only worth what I looked, or how I achieved, and what I achieved and what I didn't. So I think everybody, it starts differently. I believe that you have to look inside yourself and say, well, where do I have limitations? For someone, it might be like, oh, I can't wear that because I'm too old to wear that. Or I can't apply for that job because I'm too old to apply and start something new, right? Instead of looking at, like, my best years are behind me, we need to start walking with the real reality that we have so much to offer in every avenue of life.
Yeah, it's experience, it's wisdom, it's like, hey, I've been through this before, and here's how I can help you.
Yes, yes. And also, too, what we need to understand about the aging process is that when we resist it, it manifests in our bodies in a cellular way, right? Anything that you resist, you kind of end up creating more of. Right? So when you're feeling old and tired and you tell yourself, oh, and I'm old and I'm tired and I don't have the energy, well, what happens is your body goes, oh yeah, you're right. You are old, you are tired. Instead of being like, you know what? I'm going to make little changes. I'm going to go to bed a little bit earlier. I'm going to get up a little bit earlier. I'm going to walk more. I'm going to, whatever you need to revitalize yourself from the inside, start there. It doesn't need to be like fell swoop. You got to change your whole life, but start changing little habits, and then you'll change the way that you live and the way you show up for yourself.
You gave an interesting example as well of your daughters saying to you, hey, Mom, stop saying that, because it's things that you say to yourself or about yourself that you'd be very offended if somebody else said that to you.
100%. If I saw you and I think you've got a really great outfit on, and I said, well, Annette, you know, I don't know, that's a little plunging for me. I think those days are behind you. You'd probably like want to suck me in the mouth, right? But
I would.
You would look at yourself in the mirror and you'd be like, oh, maybe Annette, maybe this is not the right look for me. You look gorgeous, you look beautiful, you look confident, you look vibrant. So that's exactly it. And my daughters taught me that very valuable lesson. They started to talk to me like that. They started to be like, well, would you say
and
that
you're
to a friend?
recognizing it in your own mom.
Yes, I know, Mom. If you're watching, you're not too old. Take the trip. You can still travel. Well, it's true.
Because we hear that. Oh, this might be my last trip. This might be my last whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I had an interesting conversation with a girlfriend many years ago about how she was turning 60, and she said, "I guess I'm going into my invisible years now."
Okay. And we're just running out of time, but we'll get the links up to your website and your podcast up on our website at chch.com/morninglive. Listen to yourself. You're worth it.
Trust yourself.